Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is Mr. Muhammad Shallat from English for Academic Purposes. Today we are going to start the second part of Market Research Report. As I told you before that in the Market Research Report we have 5 parts. The situation, where we explain the problem. The questionnaire is the tool that we give to the customers to fill in to find out the problems and the errors and make them as data. The results, conclusions, and recommendations. And I told you in these 3 parts there are some important things that you have to remember. When we talk about results, we have to write numbers and percentage. 65, 20, 5%. Okay, so remember that. Results, we have numbers. In conclusion, we have to change these numbers into words, fractions, half, quarter, third, three-quarter, two-third. And look at the other side. Less than half, more than half, less than a quarter, just a quarter, less than a third, more than a third. Okay, to the end. And finally, the recommendation, where we give the advice to the owners, the company owners, about what is the solution. And as I told you, you have to remember to use the modal verbs such as have to, must, need to, should. Okay, so they are very important. Let's practice now this situation. Task: study the situation about a department store and analyze the conclusions and recommendations made. Situation: Melville's department store, it's a company or department store, was once the leader of the high street. But recently it has had a decline in sales, which means it started selling more than in the past than these days. Melville's, like when we say about, for example, say Adidas, when we talk about Nike, when we talk about a brand. Okay? So, look at the paragraph. Paragraph 1. The survey is something like questionnaire, we say the questionnaire, found that 52% of the customers thought that the goods were high quality. 75% considered the prices were high. So here we have a problem and we have data. Those customers thought that goods were high. Okay, the prices were high. Melville's need to build on its reputation for high quality goods. Now, if you go to any brand shop, don't expect to buy things from there within 1, 2, or 3 riyals or 5 riyals. Maybe not, should be more than 10, 50 or 70, sometimes 70 riyals to buy the item. Why? Because you are buying a brand. When we say brand, we means that we have here high quality, we have here high prices, right? So, if the customers believe the store sells high quality goods, they will accept higher prices. For example, if I take you to Nike to buy a pair of shoes, okay, or Adidas, for example, you enter the shop and pay more, for example, 30 riyals for one pair of shoes, okay? Now, why did you pay this amount of money? Why, for example, you can buy another shoes paying 3 riyals in, for example, in any other market, for example, in Sur Gifts or Shaheen or wherever, you can pay sometimes 1 riyal. So why do you enter this shop to pay 30 riyals for one pair of shoes, while you can go to other places to pay 1 riyal for one pair of shoes? You will answer that I pay high prices for high quality because I want to use this boots or this pair of shoes for months. I don't need to be destroyed after 1 or 2 times of using, right? So here is the formula. Now, let's look at the 3 questions below. What is the result in paragraph 1? As I told you, when we talk about results, we talk about numbers. So, we take the sentence from the paragraph. 52% of the customers thought that the goods were high quality. 75% of the customers considered the prices were high. So here, because I have results, I put numbers. Question number 2, what is the conclusion? Now I will change these numbers into words. So the 52% is not 50, it's 52. So more than half of the customers thought that the goods were high quality. The same sentence, but I only changed the number into words. The second one, 75%, changed into 3/4 of the customers consider the prices were high. Now, what is your recommendation as a market researcher to this shop, to Melville's? You have to advise them to persuade the customers, to tell the customers, we have high quality. We have high quality of products. You are not buying something that will be destroyed after 1 or 2 weeks. It will stay with you, for example, 1 or 2 months. So you have to make advertisements and show the customers how quality high is your products. Let's look now here to another situation. As a business student, I'm assigned to conduct a survey to collect the opinion of customers on the kind of soft soda drink the customer wants. This survey is given to 60 people and honestly gave their answers to the questions. So how many persons replied? 60. From the results of the survey, I'm going to analyze and give my conclusions and recommendations. Now here we have the questionnaire. What is the best brand of soda drink do you want? If you like Pepsi, you click Pepsi. If you like Mountain Dew, click 7-Up, choose C. How often do you drink soda? Daily, every week, every after meal? Then we continue the answers one by one. So the student distributed this questionnaire to the customers, to 60 people, and they replied. Now, as a student or market researcher, you will take these answers to say, look at question 1. How many customers replied of Pepsi? How many customers replied that they want Mountain Dew? How many customers replied they want 7-Up? You take these numbers and move to the second part where you will put your results. On the left, we have the questionnaire. On the right, we have the same questionnaire but in relation to data. So, question number 1 on the left, what is the best brand of soft soda drink do you want? I put the same question on the right. Now, option A, which is Pepsi, we have 20 customers reply that they want Pepsi. B, we have 5. C, 7-Up, we have 35. So, if you look at these numbers and calculate them, 20 plus 5, 25, plus 35 equals 60, which is the total number of the customers who replied to the questionnaire. In each row, you will find that the sum of these numbers is 60. The second one, 19, 23, 18 equals 60. 50 plus 7 plus 3 equals 60. 25 plus 5, 30, plus 30, 60, right? And the last one, 3 plus 27, 30, plus 30, which is also 60. So let's go to number 1 again. If you look at these numbers, do you think that the company has a problem of selling C, 7-Up? No, because people like it. Where is the problem? The problem is with number 5. The problem is with number 5. So in your results, you have to focus on number 5. So how can I make the calculation? How I can change this number of 5 people into percentage to know if we have quarter, half, or what percentage do the customers like this, to explain it in the results. Let's move to the second part. Here again we have the same table on the left, and we have on the right the calculation. So I take option number 1. I have 20 customers who replied they like option A. And what is the total number of customers? 60. So I'll put 20 over 60. Then times 100 to give me the percentage. So 20 over 60 times 100 equals 33.3 percentage. The second option, 5. 5 over 60 times 100, 8.3 percentage. Next option C, 35 times over 60 times 100 equals this. So now I have percentages. I have 33, 8 and 58 percentages, which is clear. Now I can explain them in relation to percentages and fractions. Let's move now to the conclusions, to change these numbers into what? Into words and fractions. So now here, let's come to write the conclusion. Now, it's your choice in the conclusion, either to talk about the high percentages or to talk about the low percentages. Okay, so you can say more than third of the customers, because we have 35 percentage, right? So more than third of the customers prefer 7-Up to Pepsi or Mountain Dew. This is one option. Or you can talk about the least number, which is 8 percentages, which is the Mountain Dew, the problem. Few customers, because we have few number here, 8 percentages, say few customers don't like Mountain Dew. Okay, so here you can write this or this. So in the conclusion, you can talk about the highest percentage you have or the lowest one. Now the recommendation, you can also now think about the recommendation. Now if you are a market researcher, what do you have to write? You can say, for example, 1, the company should make a survey to know why do people don't prefer Mountain Dew? Why do people don't like it? So make another questionnaire to know what is the problem. Or, for example, if you don't want to make a questionnaire, you can say the company has to make offers on Mountain Dew or reduce its prices. So the customer, when enters the shop to buy, for example, soda drink, he will look here, he will say, okay, now here I have the bag of Pepsi is 1 Riyal, and the 2 bags of Mountain Dew is 1 Riyal. So he will think, okay, I have a party, which is better for me, to buy only 1 bag in 1 Riyal or to buy 2 bags of Mountain Dew in 1 Riyal? Of course, he will take the amount. So in this way, you will let people buy more. Or for example, if you buy 2 Mountain Dew buckets, you will take 1 or 5 cans free of Pepsi or 7-Up. So you have to make any different offer. So what I'm talking about here, in each conclusion you write 1 sentence. In each recommendation you write 1 sentence. But they should match. They should match together. Okay? And again, remember, in the conclusions, we don't put numbers. Don't say 50, 20, 30. No. You have to put fractions. Half, quarter, few, third, less than third, 3/4, something like that. In the recommendation, you have to put the modal verbs. Should, has to, have to, must, need to. Okay? Remember that. And this is what I'm going to focus on in the report when we have quiz in the future, inshallah. Thank you for listening.